Hello, friends, and welcome back to Oscar's Cozy Corner. Now, are you good at maths? No, that's okay, neither am I. But today, we're going to take a look at how, with all the Moonstones that you can collect just by playing Dreamlight Valley regularly, that you don't have to actually spend any real-world money to unlock any of the premium track star paths. Now, I know it might not seem that way just at first glance. Having said that, I know a lot of you are veteran players of the game, so you understand how it works. However, if you've run out of Moonstones, or especially if you're just getting started, you might be looking at the premium items in the Star Path, or thinking, I'm going to have to buy some Moonstones to be able to afford the Star Path and to unlock those items. But if you take a step back, just take 2 seconds and you actually look at all the ways that Gameloft hands out Moonstones for free, you will actually realize that it's much easier than it first seems to gain a bunch of Moonstones and to essentially negate the cost of the Star Path. So today I'm going to break it all down, explaining why you're actually coming out ahead in the end. Plus, I'll touch on what happens if you're starting from scratch and whether the token premium option is always worth it. Spoiler alert, it is. Let's just get straight into it. First things first, I want to talk about how the Star Path system works. I will use an example from a previous Star Path to explain, because the Nitro Star Path is an anomaly. It was intended to be a shorter Star Path. I obviously did a video on it earlier in the week where I explained my theories behind the fact the Star Path was delayed. Still no confirmation from Gameloft on why it was made longer, but I do initially think that it was meant to be just 35 days, so that is just 5 weeks. However, the majority of other Star Paths, nearly all of them, are at least 6 weeks, 42 days. Often some of them are 49 days, or some of them have occasionally been a little longer. For that reason, I'm going to skip over the Nitro. That is the anomaly, like I said. It's got a different pricing structure. I don't expect to see that again. So for every Star Path, there are 3 tracks. Now, they aren't called tracks in the game. That's just what I'm using for the sake of this video. You can use any other word, but I consider them sort of like 3 paths or 3 tracks. The first is the free track. Now, you don't get any access to premium items with this one, and you can only complete 3 duties at a time, but you still do get some Moonstones throughout the course of completing the Star Path. You actually get 500 Moonstones for that one just for completing that track, and you get a bunch of items that, to be honest, could probably have fallen into the premium path. So if you don't want to spend anything on the Star Path, this is definitely a great option because you still get Moonstones and you still get some of the items. I'm not going to be touching on this one much throughout the video. I just wanted to highlight it in case that you just don't really care about the Star Path and you want to know if you can do it for free. You absolutely can. The second one is the quote-unquote normal premium track. So that is the premium upsell that you get when you go to the Star Path page. Now that one costs 2,500 Moonstones to purchase. This one gives you access to the premium rewards, so you get all of the premium rewards on every single page, and it lets you complete 6 duties at once so you can progress through the Star Path a lot faster. At the end of it, you actually get 1,500 Moonstones back from all of the various Moonstone rewards, which means your net cost is already reduced quite a bit. Finally, there is the token premium track. That's why I called the previous one normal, because this one is kind of the token premium. So this one costs a bit more. This one is 3,300 Moonstones, but it does give you a head start with 100 tokens right from the get-go. Now, the key for this one is that these tokens can be redeemed on the final page of the rewards for 900 Moonstones later on. That is important because it does give you a head start on claiming rewards, but also it's kind of just like a pay in advance. You pay a little bit more up front, but you do get to claim it back at the end. You're not out of pocket if you purchase the token premium track, and I will explain why. So if you're on the normal premium track, you will get back 2,000 Moonstones in total. That is 1,500 from the premium track itself, so that is all of the Moonstones that are locked behind sort of like the premium tier. Plus, you'll get back another 500 from the free track, so that's the ones that the free tier has access to as well. That gives you 2,000. So with taking that into consideration, you're actually only out 500 Moonstones for the entire Star Path if you complete it. If you go for the token premium track, on the other hand, you still get the same 2,000 Moonstones, plus an additional 900 Moonstones from redeeming those 100 tokens. So to break that down, you get 1,500 from the premium Moonstone rewards, you get 500 from the free Moonstone rewards, and then you also get 900 sort of like as a buyback for those tokens that you put up front for initially. That means that your total net difference is just 400 Moonstones for the entire event on this specific track. As you can see, it might only be 100 Moonstones difference, but it's definitely worth doing because 1, you're gaining Moonstones, but 2, you're getting a head start on claiming some rewards. But what if you're starting completely from scratch with no Moonstone saved up whatsoever? Let's work that one out. Maybe you're a new player, maybe you've just bought everything from the premium shop and you're all out of Moonstones. As I said earlier, in a typical star path, you're looking at around 42 to 49 days, maybe a little bit longer per star path period. So for the sake of allowing you to save up over a period of time and then actually complete the star path, we're going to go with 35 days. So that's 5 weeks. So on a standard 42-day star path, if we take 35 days, that gives you 1 week to complete the star path and unlock all of the rewards. Disney Dreamlight Valley is actually very generous with the amount of Moonstones that it gives out for free. I know that this is a contentious point, and I know that it comes into play of like how expensive the premium shop items are and how much the game economy is worth. There's a lot of things and a lot of factors that contribute to these prices. However, in a lot of games, you don't get free currency. You don't get free in-game currency for just logging in, entering competitions, all of that sort of thing. So the fact that you can earn free currency is a really big bonus, and it means that a lot of people just don't have to pay out of pocket to get the things that they want. Because if you do well in Dream Snaps or you have a great couple of weeks, you can save up and then you don't actually need to purchase anything at all. So if you are starting from scratch or you do have a very limited number of Moonstones, we can take a look at what it would cost or how often you would need to log in or what you would need to do in order to get enough Moonstones to be able to purchase the Star Path. So in those first 35 days, this is what you would be earning. You're going to be getting 1,500 Moonstones from Dream Snaps. That's assuming you're collecting the lowest tier of rewards, so you actually get 300 just for entering Dream Snaps. Now, like I said, that is the absolute minimum that you're going to get. The chances are you're going to get at least 600 or 900. A lot of people get 1,200, 2,500, and then a bunch of people, of course, get 4,000 every week. It does take a little while to learn how Dream Snaps works and to work out what gives you the best score. But once you start getting up into those higher brackets, it does feel easier to get a higher ranking each week, which means that you can save up Moonstones much quicker. However, for the sake of this, let's just say that you're throwing something together and you just want to get the 300 Moonstones that you'll get each week. If that's all you do without getting any better and any better ranks, you will get 1,500 Moonstones over a 5-week period. If you do log in daily, you will also be able to get 1,750 Moonstones from the blue chests. Now, that gives you 50 Moonstones a day. Obviously, over the course of that time period, you will be getting 1,750. If I remember correctly, the game does save up to 3 days of chests for you, so if you don't log in for 3 days at a time, you can get the previous 3 days. However, if you can, spare the time to log in and just try and find your chest and open it up, those Moonstones add up very quickly. As you can see, you actually get more from just opening the daily chests than you would from the bare minimum of Dream Snaps. Finally, a little bonus is the 250 Moonstones that you can get from voting on Dream Snaps each week. So you get 50 Moonstones just for voting, and those add up as well. It's an extra little something to put in your kitty, which can come in very handy. If we add all of that up, you're already looking at 3,500 Moonstones over those 35 days. Now that's already enough to unlock the token premium track, which costs 3,300 Moonstones. So not only will you have enough to unlock it, but you'll also get the 100 token head start, which gives you even more flexibility. If you wanted to, you could even redeem some of the Moonstones back throughout the star path, or you can just get a head start on collecting all of the premium rewards or all of the ones that sort of catch your eye. Either way, it's a pretty solid deal and one that's quite easy to attain. On the other hand, let's take an example. Like I said earlier, if you have already paid up front for the star path, let's say you paid up front for the one with the tokens, and for the sake of the video, let's say you complete it within the first week. A lot of people speedrun the star path and a lot of people do complete it within the first week. So when we take a look at these daily rewards or daily and weekly rewards over the course of 1 week, you can get 700 Moonstones per week. So if you've bought the premium star path with the tokens, the total cost of that star path, as we know, is 400. Then we do get 700 per week for free, leaving us with a gain of 300 Moonstones. So even if you purchase the premium star path with the tokens upfront, complete it within the week, and complete all of the daily or weekly incentives for Moonstones, you're already up 300 Moonstones. So the star path doesn't even pay for itself. It just is negated completely, and you're still in a profit, essentially. So that is really the crux of what I was trying to get at with this video, and to help people understand that it is worth doing. It can be a bit of a grind, and some of the star path duties are time gated, but you can actually finish the star path within 2 to 5 days, depending on which ones are time gated. There's a few more time gated ones and for longer in the Nitro star path, but often I've seen people complete other previous star paths in around 3 days. That's why with the calculations, I gave you sort of a 5-week period. Like I said, the Night Show Star Path is an anomaly. Most of them will be longer than that. Most of them will be 6 weeks minimum. So you do have, if you want to work off the 5-week calculation, you do have a week to also complete the Star Path, which can be done generally in 2 to 5 days. So even if you start the event with 0 Moonstones, a brand new player, you do have plenty of time to earn enough and then unlock everything that you need. But I want to talk about why the token premium track is always the better option, especially if you've got Moonstones already saved up. I see a lot of discourse around this, and I see a lot of discourse around people not wanting to pay the extra for the tokens or not understanding what they get for the extra Moonstones up front, because it just looks like two prices when you first go on, and it can be sort of like off-putting, especially if you don't have that many Moonstones to begin with. However, at the end of it, the difference between the two tracks is only 100 Moonstones, and the token version gives you a better deal. So even though it's more upfront, in the long run, it's much better. You might be asking why. Well, for starters, you do get that 100 Moonstone gain, which I've already discussed, so you're already ahead when you come out the other side. But on top of that, you do get the 100 tokens at the beginning of the event, which also gives you a head start on collecting the rewards. Oftentimes, Dream Snaps are tied in with the Star Path, and you will see themes come up based on the Star Path and that sort of thing. So being able to collect items that go towards those Dream Snap themes is going to help you in Dream Snaps moving forward. So being able to get a head start and being able to get some of those items in advance is definitely helpful. And then at the end, when you reach the final page, you can redeem those 900 Moonstones at a later date, which goes towards perhaps a premium shop purchase that you want. So it's a nice little bonus once you finish the Star Path of sort of like getting an extra 900 Moonstones. So for the extra 800 Moonstones that it costs at the very beginning, you are getting more rewards faster, more flexibility, and in my opinion, it's just a smarter move if you've got the Moonstones to cover it. Something else that I see come up frequently is people not wanting to do the Star Path just because they don't really love the items. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not telling anyone what to do. Everyone has their own prerogative, everyone can choose to engage with whatever they like and do whatever they like in the game. However, personally for me, I feel like it's a no-brainer that you should do the Star Path regardless. If you've got the time and you can put the time in over sort of 2 months, it's worth working your way through the tasks just for getting the rewards at the price that we get them. Obviously, a lot of these Star Path rewards have eventually been making their way back to the premium shop, but when they do, they're priced anywhere from between like 1,000 to 3,000 Moonstones each. If we take an example, the Oogie Boogie costume from the Haunted Holiday Star Path, that is in my premium shop in my recommended tab. And I believe it was actually in the shop a couple of weeks ago in the general tab, but that is 1,500 Moonstones by itself. Another example is the Pirate Parrot, also from the Haunted Holiday Star Path. That was once again in the premium shop recently, and that was in there as a companion for 1,750 Moonstones. So with the premium Star Path only costing either 400 or 500 Moonstones at the end of it, for all of the items, it's definitely worth putting the time and putting the grind in to get all of those items, because you never know, you might want something again in 6 months' time. It can come back to the premium shop and you're paying like 4, 5, 6, 7 times the price of the whole Star Path and every single item just for a single item. That's why I do advocate for doing the Star Path and completing it if you can. If I'd been playing the game long enough, I obviously would have done all the Star Paths myself, but now I'm having to play catch up because I need to buy the returning items in the premium shop at a much higher price. There's no way around it. Whether you're on the fence about whether to spend the Moonstones or the Star Path, or to save them for the premium shop, the Star Path is always, always, always a better deal. Plus, you're getting Moonstones back throughout the event, so the actual cost of completing the Star Path, as we've said, is so much lower than you'd expect. It's a no-brainer, at least to me, especially if you're playing regularly and racking up the free Moonstones. Alright, so there we have it. That is a little breakdown of why the Star Path is always worth doing and why it's technically free. As I said at the beginning, Disney Dreamlight Valley is very generous with its Moonstones, especially if you know where to look or what to do to sort of maximize your chances. By playing smart and making sure that you participate in Dream Snaps and picking up all of your daily chests, the Star Path really becomes a free event for you. You might just have one good week on Dream Snaps, and then you can afford the Star Path right off the bat. If you get a 4K week, you've paid for the Star Path. But as I outlined, if you're starting from scratch, then you can also save up. As long as you don't spend anything in the premium shop, you can get there within just a couple of weeks, and then you've still got time to complete each Star Path. So while I've left out the night show for this one, I do anticipate it going back to what we have had previously, especially considering all of 2024's Star Paths have been exactly the same in terms of costs and rewards. And as I said, if you've got some Moonstones to start with and you've got enough, then the token premium path is always the way to go for a head start and for extra flexibility. If you enjoyed this breakdown and you want to see more like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments how you approach the star paths. Maybe my maths is wrong. I don't think that it is. I worked quite hard on this one. But are you someone who dives straight into the premium track every time, or do you take a little more of a cautious approach? Maybe you don't do the star path at all and you prefer the free one. Whatever it is, let's chat about it down below. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you in the next one, and I will, of course, see you in the valley.